Oh, it's you. Come in. I thought you were dead. Where'd you get to? Half a minute while I turn off the shard.
Every government has its Secret Service branch. America, its CIA, France, Deuxième Bureau, England, MI5. NATO also has its own. A messy job? Well, that's when they usually call on me, or someone like me. Oh, yes. My name is Drake. John Drake.
Oh, it's you, Drake.
Hi, good evening, Hardy.
Get in there, will you? Don't make a noise. Mother's in bed. You're late.
Yes, I'm late, I'm hungry, and I'm spiritually exhausted. Oh, Mr. Hardy, I'm going to give up working for gentlemen like you and buy myself a farm in New England.
Yes. Well, that can wait. Well, I can't do much about your spiritual needs, but I can give you some food.
Good.
Put you in the picture, I think I'd first better tell you about Professor Radford and his research team.
Oh, Sir Stanley Radford, KBE, head of the Rothbard Foundation, experimenting in tropical plant disease, burnt to death 5 or 6 weeks ago when his lab was gutted by fire.
Yes. Would you mind letting me tell the story, Drake? Today, a most important document came into my possession. You'll find it there in my briefcase on the table.
This it?
Yes.
This envelope is not to be opened without the permission of the undersigned, Stanley Radford and 5 other names. You've opened it.
Yes.
Without their permission?
How do you like your eggs cooked?
Just as they come.
As you said, they were engaged in the study of tropical plant diseases. But I have discovered from that document that as a side product of their research, they discovered a bacteria of such virulence that if it were bred and used as a weapon of war, it would be as devastating as the bomb. It could destroy the vegetation over a vast area in a matter of hours. Well, Radford called his team together and discussed the matter with them. It was decided by common consent that their appalling discovery should be kept a secret forever. But as they were government employees and therefore were wrongfully withholding information that really belonged to the government, Radford had the members of the team sign the minutes of that meeting so that each man could take his own separate responsibility for the decision. That was only 2 months ago. Already, every man who signed that document is believed to be dead.
All killed in the fire?
No. 2 of the senior members of the team were away at the time. One was knocked down last night outside his house by a hit-and-run driver. The other was found gassed this morning. They're both dead.
One could have been an accident. Is there any evidence that the other was not suicide?
No, no evidence.
I'll make some toast. So you believe that one of the gentlemen who signed that document is still alive?
Why should you think, sir?
Well, because my popular newspaper tells me of the scourge that is destroying the harvest in Kashmir.
Why should you think that has any connection with Radford's bacteria?
Well, because I saw an air ticket to India in your bag there with my name on it.
Brilliant, my dear Holmes.
Elementary.
No, you're quite right. The whole of the vegetation in that area was suddenly hit by a new and virulent disease. I understand now that the infection has been halted. Reports we have describe the symptoms in exactly the same way that Professor Bradford describes them in that secret report of his.
But if one of Radford's men is still alive, how is it that you don't know which?
Well, as I told you, the whole of the building was gutted. They couldn't even identify the bodies. They couldn't find one of them, which isn't exactly surprising. But supposing one of them survived, the one who started the fire.
Yes, I see the danger.
There was an Indian in the team, a man named Shapadi. Now, Shapadi came from Kashmir.
Now, if Mr. Shapadi holds this secret alone, then he has more potential power than any man living. If he's still alive, how will he use it?
Get to him quickly enough, Drake, and the question need never arise. We want him back here in London, and the sooner the better.
You want me in
Kashmir?
Kashmir.
Yes. He still has a daughter living there. Her name's Sita Shapadi.
All right, I'm on my way, but I'll have my bacon and eggs first, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
It was the middle of the monsoon period. I found myself in one gigantic steam bath. One thing was certain. If Professor Shapadi had murdered 5 men to get that secret, he was not going to be at home in his neat little bungalow. I would have to find him through his daughter. Good afternoon. Is Miss Shapadi home?
Yes, sir. Please come in.
Thank you.
Miss Shapadi is in the orchid house.
Good. So she has a guest already?
Yes, sir. Oh, excuse me. This way, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Miss Shapadi?
Yes?
My name is Drake, John Drake.
Well, I'll be off, Sita.
You'll join us this evening.
Oh, thank you, but I wouldn't be very good company. Not at the moment. Goodbye, Sita.
Goodbye, Natalie.
I'm not intruding.
Not at all. Mr. Drake, wasn't he?
That's right.
You are just arrived here.
Yes, I hope you don't mind my calling. I was a friend of your father's. We worked together on Professor Radford's research team. He was a fine man.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, perhaps you don't like to talk about it.
Oh, no. Not to talk about him will be to forget him. I could never do that. You're staying here in Mirswami.
That's right, for a few days. I have some work to do here.
Will you sit down?
Thank you. But please don't let me keep you from your work.
Thank you. Orchids are very demanding. They need much care. Would you like to see them?
Thank you very much.
There now. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful?
Oh, yes. Magnificent.
You don't like orchids?
Oh, yes, they're beautiful, but,
Some people find them sinister.
I suppose you find them in the jungle around here?
Yes, my father told me where to look for them. I suppose you've come here because of this terrible crop disease.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Then if you need workroom facilities, you must come and use my father's room. It's just as he left it.
That's very kind of you.
My father would have wanted it. I wonder why he never mentioned you.
He had so many friends, of course.
Yes, and I liked them all. All his friends were people to trust, to rely on. Mr. Drake, you're uncomfortable in here. It's too hot. Please go and sit in the house. Now my maid will get you a cool drink.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It is all right, sir?
Yes, excellent. It must have been a great shock to your mistress when her father was killed in the fire.
She took it bravely.
She hides her grief very well. I admire that.
It is her way. She smiles, she seems happy. But in her heart, there is pain.
Fortunately, she has her work to occupy her.
Oh, yes, sir.
Tell me, wild orchids don't grow around here, do they? I expect she has to go into the jungle to find new stock.
She makes regular trips. Nobody knows where she goes. It is her secret.
Secret?
Yes, there are many orchid growers who would give much to know just where she finds them.
She always goes alone.
Or with Azad. He is the only one she trusts.
Yes, I notice she works very hard. I suppose she makes 2 or 3 trips a week.
No, just once, on Fridays. Tomorrow, she will leave at dawn and not return till midday. But... Excuse me, sir.
You will please walk forward, sir.
Let's up!
Mr. Drake.
Why are you here, may I ask?
Azad, what do you think you're doing? Put that gun down. You know very well why I'm here. Now, we told you yesterday. I've come to collect orchids.
How did you know she told me?
She checked us. We have no man in the house these days.
Pardon me.
It's disused. What are you looking for, Mr. Drake? There are only our tools in there. For a man on such an important mission, I'm surprised you have time to walk in the jungle. Or is your mission in the jungle? You're not in the orchid business, Mr. Drake.
No, I'm not.
Then why did you follow me?
Why are you worried? Are you trying to hide something, Miss
I'm not
Tripodi?
trying to hide anything. You must have been up before dawn. You followed me all the way here. Who are you, Mr. Drake? And what do you want?
I just like walking in jungles.
It can be very dangerous to walk in the jungle unarmed.
Good day to you, Miss Tripodi. My apologies for having disturbed you. Dave. Miss Tripodi.
Now we... Azad!
Well, keep him away from me. I don't want to hurt him anymore.
You got out of your mind.
I shall call the police, Mem Saab.
No.
Yes, why not have the police over here? We'd have a lot to talk about, wouldn't we? About the man you sent to my hotel tonight,
The man
Fritz.
I sent?
The man you sent to kill me. Since I followed you this morning, you can't afford to take any chances, can you?
Nothing you say makes any sense. You lied to me. You said you work with my father. You were never a member of the team.
Who told you that? Your father?
How can my father tell me anything about you? He's dead, you know that. Why did you lie to me? I welcomed you because you said you were his friend.
Miss Tripodi, I may have made a mistake. If I have, then I'm very sorry.
Please go away. Just leave me.
All right. What made you think that I didn't work with your father?
Because I've asked Natalie. She said there was no one named Drake working in the team.
Who's Natalie?
Natalie Smith, you saw her when she came here yesterday.
How would she know whether or not I worked with your father?
Because her husband was in Professor Radford's team, too.
He was killed in the fire?
Yes, she lost her husband. I lost my father.
Have you spoken to anyone else about me?
No?
And what is Mrs. Smith doing in Mirshwami?
Keith was a good friend of my father. About 18 months ago, my father brought them both here for a holiday. They stayed almost 3 months.
And why has she come back again?
She was happy here. She decided to settle.
She's got many friends here?
None at all. It worries me. She was always very close to Keith. Sometimes even jealous of him. But why are you so interested in Natalie?
Oh, what you've told me I find very intriguing, and as I'm afraid you'll have noticed, I'm a very inquisitive person. Our agent in Kashmir was a photographer. I needed his help. I had to persuade Natalie Smith that I'd really worked with her husband.
All right, it's great. There's something I want you to do. Very good.
Big smile. Very nice smile. Thank you. Very good. Very good. You come back again now on about Monday, and I'll have all ready for you. Lovely picture. Very good.
Yes.
My name is Drake.
What can I do for you, Mr. Drake?
To begin with, Mrs. Smith, it would be nice if you stopped telling people that I wasn't a member of Professor Radford's research team.
Were you in it? Then I don't remember you.
Did you know everyone on the team?
No, but if you had worked with my husband, he would have told me about it.
Your husband told you everything?
We had no secrets from each other.
And I'm going to surprise you, Mrs. Smith. You see, your husband forgot to tell you about me.
It seems he did. What are you doing in Miss Swarmy, Mr. Drake?
Oh, the emergency brought me here. And yourself, Mrs. Smith?
I was hoping to start a new life here.
You said that your husband told you everything. I wonder if he told you about the momentous discovery the team made a week or two before the lab was burnt.
No, he never discussed
I think perhaps he did. And you're wondering how I come to know about it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Drake, but you're talking in riddles.
Oh, riddles aren't too difficult to understand. Not if you hold the key.
Please, Mr. Drake, I'm not feeling too well. I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
Sorry, Mrs. Smith. We appear to have got off on the wrong foot. It's just that I was a little annoyed because I thought you were making me out to be an imposter. Could we please forget it? Would you accept my apologies?
Of course, Mr. Drake.
These are charming sketches. Keith's, of course.
Yes, some of his research. I wanted something to relieve the bareness of this room. Something of his.
This one's very good.
Yes, it's a very rare orchid. They call it the fingers of the prophet. It grows in the jungle round here.
And I suppose Keith sketched them when you were down here visiting the Chapadis.
That's right. And now, Mr. Drake, if you'll forgive me, I'm hot and tired, and I have some letters to write.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry I disturbed you, Mrs. Smith. It can be very disconcerting. I know. Hello there.
Oh, Mr. Drake.
I've just been visiting Natalie Smith.
Did you find her well?
Well, she appears to have become disenchanted with me, assure me, but then, of course, it was the cool season when she was here before.
Yes, in the winter.
That's a very unusual plant.
The people here call it the fingers of the prophet.
It's the second one I've seen today.
Really?
Yes, there's a painting of one in Mrs. Smith's bungalow
Oh, I see.
by her husband.
Painted by him?
Yes.
That's all.
Why is that?
He wasn't here when it was in bloom.
It's very odd. Oh, pardon me, I'm feeling warm again. Thank you.
Good day to you, my friend. You have come to share my humble abode. Oh, this is a great pleasure. Here is your bed.
Sorry, this is only a temporary visit. They say that you are expert in your trade.
In all modesty, they speak truthfully.
Now you have a chance to prove it.
You misjudge me, my friend. I am reformed.
I'll pay you well.
You will give the money to my wife?
200 rupees.
My reformation can wait. How did you get in here?
It's my business.
Did you buy your way in?
Well,
Yes. It is a letter of probate, or a forged will, or perhaps it is a piece of false evidence.
no, it is a love letter.
Excellent, excellent.
That is the writing that you must imitate.
The D's and E's are beautiful, flowing. I like them to flow. But the S's, they present a problem.
They spoke truthfully.
Now, sir, what shall I write?
This is a letter from that gentleman to an Indian lady.
That is very good. Oh, lotus flower of the shining east.
My darling Sita.
But the reference to the lotus flower is most romantic,
My
sir.
darling Sita. And dated yesterday's date, which was the 2nd.
What, a new month already? Oh, I lose count of time in here. I lie down.
This is the opportunity we have been waiting for.
We have been waiting for. See the W's? I have them beautifully now.
Natalie will be spending the weekend in Calcutta. I will be waiting in the usual place. Please hurry, darling. We have not much time.
Or may I suggest,
Hurry to me, my darling. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I think that one hurry will be enough.
You are composing the letter, sir.
Oh, Mr. Smith is composing the letter.
Oh, Mr. Smith.
I'm calling on Miss Tripathi. Shall I take those for you?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Naomi. Is Miss Tripathi home?
Miss Shapardi is in the orchid house.
Oh, good.
This way, sir.
Oh, it's all right. I can find my own way. Thank you very much. Oh, good afternoon, Miss Tripathi. Why, Mrs. Smith, what a pleasant surprise.
Good afternoon, Mr. Drake. I'll say goodbye, Cedar. It's time I was home.
Well, please don't let me drive you away, Mrs. Smith.
You're not, Mr. Drake. Goodbye. Goodbye, Cedar.
Bye.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, of course. Natalie Smith had taken the bait. I knew now that her husband was alive, and I guessed she had things to say to him that couldn't wait. I only had to follow her.
Still got her in your sights?
Yes, sir.
Don't get too close.
Turned off into the jungle. She won't get very far. The river runs just behind the trees there.
Right. Go past the turning and stop. I'll take a walk up the path. You follow in 10 minutes.
Very good, sir.
Why haven't you got to be...
Think I'm mad? Why would I do a thing like that?
Why lie to me? Here, I suppose you didn't write that.
No, I didn't write this.
Keith, how can you?
I never saw it before. You fool! You've fallen into some kind of trap.
Certainly have. All right, Mrs. Smith, aren't you going to introduce me to your husband, Mr. Keith Smith? You killed 5 good men to get that secret, didn't you? Now, what are you going to do about it? Or rather, what were you going to do with it? Oh, so you're here, too.
I think you'd better go outside.
No, Mr. Smith, it wouldn't be wise to shoot me now. I left some friends down the road.
Were you followed?
No. Oh, I did notice a truck behind me a couple of times.
All right, then get outside. Okay.
It's the truck.
Then let him move. Look out, Ranger!
We sprung the trap just in time. While Keith Smith had been hiding, he'd isolated and tested the deadly bacteria. He was already negotiating to sell it to the other people. Nothing purifies like fire.